Not everyone was born rich, and not everyone was born with the knowledge on how to become rich. However, the American dream has always been to achieve your dreams, and thanks to money, many people can achieve it. Of course, the issue is making money and knowing what to do with it. It's definitely not as easy as it looks. With TV ads flashing around quick-term loans, payday loans, investing in this and that, credit cards here and there, people with no money smarts would find that saving or even making money would be nearly impossible. It's hard to teach exactly what to do with money, but in this video, the topic of discussion is signs that you're not handling money correctly. So today, we're talking about the top 9 signs that you're bad with money. Be sure to check around till the last tip. That one is very interesting. Number 9, you make minimum payments on your credit card accounts at all times. Now, if you're building credit, that isn't a bad idea. College students often get a credit card, charge it to the max, and make minimum payments to build credit. It sounds contradictory, but for credit companies to give you a good score, they have to know that they can trust you. Credit is a business, just like everything else in this world. They want to make money, and if an investor with credit is known to just make a credit withdrawal and pay it off immediately, then what would be the point of investing to them? So there are times when making minimum payments makes sense, but in this instance, it's not a good idea. If someone already has a stable job and a home, as well as a career, the idea is that they shouldn't have debt. The person should never spend more money than they have unless it's an emergency. So if someone is constantly spending with credit cards and making minimum payments on every single one, what they may not realize they're doing is tanking their credit score as well as accumulating massive amounts of interest. That $500 TV suddenly turns into $1,000 when it's finally paid off thanks to interest. People who are bad with money tend not to understand this, and this turns into a catastrophe for them in the long run. If someone is bad with money, they don't monitor their credit. Number 8, you often overdraft on your bank account. Bank accounts hold money for their customers, but this comes with a cost, as does seemingly everything else. Now, someone who is good with their money simply uses their bank to handle all of their money as they spend it. They monitor their spending and ensure that whatever they do spend isn't too much or too insane, so much that their bank account fees would be overdone. If someone is bad with money, on the other hand, they see their debit card as a one-way ticket to buy whatever the heck they want. They swipe it anywhere and everywhere on whatever they want, and this can result in overdrafting their bank account. Overdrafting is what happens when someone spends more than they have in their bank account. Some bank accounts charge a fee for this, so that way when people do overdraft, they will think more about not doing it in the future. However, this is penalizing people who obviously don't have money, and some people find issues with this policy. It's definitely one of the surefire signs that someone is bad with money when they continuously spend more money than they have, causing overdrafting. This means that they don't know what they have in their account, for one, and for two, it shows reckless spending habits. These things combined are a warning sign to anyone who needs their banking history, and it sends potential creditors or banks running away screaming as they hold their money. Number 7, you don't have an emergency savings fund. Let's offer up a scenario. Someone is late for work, and their car just won't start. Turns out they need a new battery, but at the moment they don't have enough in their checking account to buy a new one. A person who is smart with money would simply withdraw from their emergency savings account, not breaking a sweat and going about their day. Someone bad with money would ask, "What's that?" Having a savings fund is a sign of someone who is smart with their money, and many people who don't have savings tend to not have enough money to put in their savings in the first place. Oftentimes, people who are good with money are instructed to put some of their paycheck away for the future, just in case. Over time, this builds into an emergency savings fund. People who are bad with money can't even imagine setting aside some of their money from their paychecks for the future. They have to spend it, whether it's due to bad money management or impulse spending entirely. Either way, the idea of saving is beyond someone who is bad with money. By the way, we're on a mission to help people like yourself make billions, so make sure to subscribe if that sounds like you. Number 6, you live paycheck to paycheck. It can be seriously hard to make it in today's economy. With rent prices going up and minimum wage remaining the same, many people live the reality of living paycheck to paycheck, whether they like it or not. However, if someone is in the position to save more money than they do, and they're still living paycheck to paycheck, that is a sign of reckless spending, which of course is just another sign that the person is bad with money. If someone is living paycheck to paycheck, it is quite possible that they haven't budgeted very well. There's a high possibility that the concept of saving, Budgeting, setting aside money, or spending less has not occurred to them. This is a sign of not knowing how to spend money because it shows lack of financial literacy and understanding of the money that this person is bringing in. If someone is living paycheck to paycheck and they're not working a minimum wage job, it's time for them to reflect on their spending habits and consider where they can cut back and make a change. Number 5, you never talk money with your partner. A partner in life should be someone that people go to in times of stress and comfort, someone that they trust with everything in them. A partner should not be someone that hiding money from or spending habits from is a common occurrence. That should not be a common thing to think about. If people don't talk money with the person that they're spending their life with, they could be someone who has drastically different ideas on what money is and how to spend it. This can result in one partner spending more than they bring in and the other racking up credit card debt because they believe that nothing is wrong with it. Talking money with a partner isn't exactly a fun topic, but of course, it's not something that can be avoided. The concept itself is important, and if money isn't discussed by couples, it will not only become a source of argument and anger, it will be a sure sign that both of them are not good with money. Number 4, you don't understand credit scores. If the phrases building credit, debt, and credit score are confusing to someone, it's a surefire sign that they truly have no idea what they're doing with money. Credit scores are the bread and butter of the financial world. Banks and other institutions look at someone's credit score when they're finally prepared to make a big purchase, like a home, a car, or a boat. A good credit score reflects that someone is on top of their payments and a good client to borrow from, leading to lower down payments and easier options for financing loans. If someone has a low credit score, it can reflect that they are a bad credit customer and leave them struggling to acquire things like new cars and homes. If someone doesn't understand a credit score, the hard truth might be that they don't even know what it is. This shows lack of financial literacy, as well as fear of the credit card statement or the inability to even find it. If someone doesn't understand their credit score, they probably have no idea how to deal with money. Number 3, money is a source of stress. This one may be a little on the nose, but it's a good point. If money is something that genuinely stresses someone out, then it's probably because they don't understand it. Many people don't like things that they don't understand, which is normal. If someone doesn't understand money, the idea of learning more about it could seem all-consuming and a little overwhelming. It can leave someone feeling lost in a sea of terminology, and not many people push through. Instead, they find themselves stumped and annoyed. If money is a constant source of stress, that means that the person not only doesn't understand it, it probably means that they're bad at spending it. Number 2, your bills surprise you. Monthly bills that come in the mail are everyone's least favorite thing in the world. Nothing ruins a good day like the reminder that the rent and cable are due. However, someone with bad financial literacy and understanding won't only be bummed by bills, they'll be surprised by what they see. Someone who is good with money will always know what they owe per month with a budget. People who are not good with money will not know this. Number 1, you don't know how much you're earning or spending. The biggest sign that someone is bad with money is lack of a ledger and a budget. If someone doesn't know what they're bringing in monthly, how are they supposed to know what they need to save or spend on utilities, groceries, gas, and more? Ledgers also reflect personal spending habits to make them easier to manage. And if you found this video useful, then you'll love these. And be sure to like this video to let the YouTube algorithm know you'd like to see more videos like this one.